Hey everyone, this is Tell the Truth Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch, and I'm going to tell you the truth about the Super Bowl. I talked about the NBA playoff trade deadline in my last show, but now I get to talk about the big game, the Chiefs and the Eagles. I like how both these teams play. It's going to be a fun Super Bowl. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. It's not a team I dislike versus a team I don't care about. It's finally a Super Bowl where I get to enjoy both teams, and I love Hurts. I love Mahomes. I love how slick the Kansas City offense is. I love the talent of the Eagles. This is going to be a lot of fun. Andy Reid versus Siri. The Andy Reid Bowl, like I told you was going to happen, is here. Now, there's going to be some keys. I'm going to break down offense and defense and all stuff, but there's some keys. The line of scrimmage. The Eagles own the line of scrimmage. They punch in the mouth on offense. They get after you on defense. They have 70 sacks on defense. The offensive line is great. Kelsey's a great center. It's the Kelsey Bowl, too, because Travis Kelsey, the tight end, versus the Kelsey brother, center from the Eagles. And this is going to be great. The methodical way both teams go down the field, even though the Eagles could go deep sometime, but they RPLs, they gouge you with their running game, and the Chiefs just get you with their receivers. The sum is better than the whole. The sum of the parts is what makes their offense tick because they have a lot of complementary pieces to go along with the great, one of the all-time great, Travis Kelsey. He is at tight end, and he's one of the greatest to ever do it. But they have a lot of complementary pieces. No Cheetah. Will that be a factor that they can't get the ball down the field, but they might not have any time? Eagles pass rush, fourth down conversions, because the Eagles 4th and 1, they load up with all that beef, and and Jalen Hurts, super strong quarterback, bench pressing over 300 pounds, pushing the line through and then the slick, innovative play calling on 4th down from Kansas City. 4th down conversion is going to be key. The line of scrimmage, Mahomes in the 4th quarter, and Jalen Hurts having to make passing plays in the 4th quarter, and turnovers. A turnover here could flip the momentum, and that's big. Missed field goals, missed extra points. I love Jake Elliott. He's money. I don't trust Travis Buckner, even though he has an electric arm. He had a 62-yard field goal this year. He sometimes will just be careless and miss extra points. Can't do that in this game. You have your heart broken. You'll be the reason they lost. You don't want that. But that would make me nervous if I'm a Chief fan. Let's break down the offense and defense. The main event is the Kansas City offense versus the Eagles defense. The Kansas City's got to protect the quarterback, of course. The Eagles have 70 sacks this year, third most of all time. I think what is going to be the key, well, you got to do it with Hassan Riddick. Whenever Hassan Riddick's on the right side, going against Andrew Willis and even Orlando Brown, you're going to have a running back chip. You're going to have to put Pacheco or McKinnon chip him. You can't have that one-on-one, even if you're running a quick hitting offense. I know that Mahomes takes a 3-step drop, boom, find somebody, because they don't want to have to deal with the pass rush. I just have a feeling Andy Reid is going to game plan around the pass rush. But you still have to block Hassan Riddick because it might be 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippis on the ground. That's how great Riddick is. And then they're 6 deep with great pass rushers. Josh Sweat is the unknown guy that they can get to you. Of course, Brandon Graham has been there coming downhill. Then you got to deal with the interior pressure of Hargrave and Fletcher Cox. They come at you in waves. And they're going to have to protect. And I could see Andy Reid going no backs and going 2 tight ends and 4 receivers, have 4 receivers in the pass pattern. But the health is important. Juju's health, Tony. I know Marquez Valdez-Scantling is huge. He's very huge because he played great. He's healthy. But they're going to have all hands on deck as far as their receiving core, and they're going to have the short passing game. Now, if the Eagles can't get to Mahomes, that would be now he has an opportunity to go down the field. But if I'm Jonathan Gannon of the defensive coordinator of the Eagles. I am flooding the zone, and I'm playing as close. I got a great secondary. They're ball hawking. You got you have Slay and Gardner Johnson, CJ Gardner Johnson, and Bradbury. And they don't drop interceptions. So Mahomes can't make that mistake. If he gets pressured, throws a bad pass, they're going to get picked. You might have had potential picks get dropped. Not in this game. These guys are ball hawks. So that's something you need to look at. Something the Eagles don't do as well. They don't stop the running game because they're coming after the passer. And Kansas City has a sneaking running game with McKinnon, and Pacheco runs hard in between the tackles. And another thing the Eagles don't do as well, they do not cover screens as well. And Mahomes loves that. You don't think Andy Reid's going to throw the screen pass a lot to just test to see if the Eagles are still going to struggle with that? Awesome matchups. How are you going to get Mahomes on the ground? That's going to be big. How do you do it? How do you stop Pacheco from getting his? And when it comes to the fourth quarter, can the Eagles get that pass rush like they did against Brady a couple of years ago that caused the game-winning fumble? Can they do that against a more athletic Mahomes? Is Mahomes healthy? That's going to be the fun part. But offensively, Kansas City's going to have some success, but the Eagles are going to have some success. It's going to be give and take because the Eagles come in waves. On offense, they come in waves with their RPO, and defense, they come in waves. They get after you. They punch you in the face. They're just playing fast and physical. But you can't be reckless because and I listened to Seth Jordan, who did a great job on a radio station in Philadelphia. He said you can't come 100% reckless after Mahomes on the edge because he always slides up in the pocket, and he's probably athletic enough to run those 5 and 10 yards. 3rd and 5, he gets 5. He's a sneaky scrambler. He'll get 5 here. He's not like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts will get 20 and 30. Jalen Hurts runs like a running back. But Mahomes just wants to run to keep the chains moving. And if he sees you in a man, and Eagles are a great man-to-man defense, okay, their backs are turned, boom, 5 here, boom, 7 there. Or he'll scramble, and what him and Kelsey have such a symbiotic, synergetic connection that Kelsey runs option routes. If you play him inside, he'll go outside. And Mahomes will throw outside. If you're playing outside, then he'll throw that seam right 20, 30 yards down the field. And now he'll gas you that way. That's why that up the middle pressure by Hargrave and Fletcher Cox is going to be huge because you want to make sure that Mahomes can't step in. You want to make sure that the only option Mahomes has is 1, 2, 3, pass the ball. Now you got to defend. Now, if you stop them and you're solid in the linebacker, your secondary is the best secondary in all of NFL, and you don't have to deal with the cheetah. Mikael Hartman, if he's healthy, that's dangerous. But I'm taking my chance. I'm flooding the zone. I'm playing as close as I can. I'm taking that runaway. I'm making sure I'm not getting killed with the screen pass. And Mahomes goes down the field to Scanling or to Hartman, so be it. If he has enough time and we can't get the pass rush, I'm looking from an Eagle standpoint, then you're just going to get beat anyway. But you can't give up the little short stuff and he's going down the field because once they get in rhythm, you're in trouble. The Eagles are a rhythm team, but Kansas City they're like Golden State when Golden State is going well in basketball. When they get in a rhythm, man, it's hard to deal with because you have one of the best sync play callers of all time in Andy Reid, and he's getting better. He's always coming up with different funky looking play calls that you haven't seen. He'll come up with different kind of designs, and what he wants to do is it's just like the Eagles offense. I'll get to in a minute. He wants to trick you and show you one thing and play with your eye level when you're the defense, and you just got to blow that up. They have to blow the Chiefs offense up. As far as Kansas City defensively, and they've gotten a lot better because they used to be a Swiss cheese defense. I used to always make fun of the defense. I love Spagnuolo, but he didn't have the horses. He's got them now because with Clark coming after you and George Kalatis, who's got 6 sacks, and the great one with Charles Jones, who is just amazing. He is just ridiculously blows off. You could double team, he still gets to the quarterback. And their secondary has been solid. It's going to be fun to watch the Eagles offense versus the Kansas City defense. And that could be what it comes down to. You know, you got Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson on the corners who've been solid. Their rookies have been solid, but they are rookies. But I think the Eagles have to do, the Chiefs have to do the same thing. They have to, Spagnuolo likes to blitz a lot. He's going to have to run blitz. They're going to have to stop the run. They're going to have to take the ultimate chance and go man up at times and guard A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith with the 2 corners with McDuffie and Watson. That's risky because a lot of times what the Eagles do well is Jalen Hurts gets in his RPO. He goes play fake because he's gassed you with the run, and he loves to go down the sideline to either A.J. Brown or Jalen Smith, and he's good at it. You saw that, well, it wasn't a catch, but it was a great catch that probably wasn't in the Frisco game in the championship, NFC Championship. He loves to do that early. He loves to look for that deep sideline ball to one of the receivers. It puts a bad thought in your head. And what Sinceri does on offense, he loves to play with the linebackers' eyes. They're running, they have the elaborate RPO running game. They punch you in the mouth with so many different options. And this is what I love about the Philadelphia Eagles. They hit you with so many, with Sanders running the ball, with Hurts running the ball, with Kenneth Gainwell has come out of nowhere running the ball, Miles Sanders, and then Boston Scott, who looks small, but he runs in between tackles too, and they'll show you different variations. I think what the Chiefs have to do, and I heard Seth Joyner say this too, they have to put hits on Clark, and Karlaitis gonna have to put hits on Hurts. Even if Hurts legally, even if Hurts gives the ball away, you hit him on an RPO. You hit him and hit him and hit him and make the Eagles more one-dimensional and dare Hurts to beat you in the pass. He has not played well throwing the ball the last 2 games, and he's going to have to play well. And I do bank on him playing well. The Chiefs are terrible at covering the tight end, and Goddard's one of the best tight ends in the NFL. This is a bad matchup. It ultimately could cost the Chiefs. Goddard's going to make plays. Now, they're going to get after Hurts. And Hurts can't make the big mistake, but Hurts doesn't. Hurts is just going to throw the ball away. And on 3rd and 5, you got to have a good spot because Hurts will go. And once Hurts scrambles, he's probably not going to – I don't know how – if the shoulder is right, he's cutting the ball upfield and going 20. If it's not, he's just going to take his 10 yards and a first down and slide. If not, he's a big, strong guy. And then 4th down, how do you stop that 4th and inches with the way – it's the most intricate, elaborate 4th down quarterback sneak I've ever seen, where everybody's pushing Hurts, and Hurts is strong as an ox. They have the best center in football in Kelsey. Some say the Kansas City center's pretty darn good too. And you got to stop that. So how do you do that? That's what's going to be interesting. But I think you're going to see a lot of man coverage because of how great the Eagles run their RPO. And this is the problem with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 19th in the NFL in defending the RPO, and they give up almost 5 yards per rush attempt in the RPO. Now, if you got Sanders and Scott and Gainwell running downhill 5 yards a clip, that means Mahomes not getting the ball. That means you got you're not going to get beat. You're going to get beat soundly like you did against Tampa, which I do not anticipate. I believe that the Chiefs are going to be – you're going to be surprised that they're going to be a little stout. They're going to make some stops. You're going to see some defense because the Eagles are going to bring the defense. The Chiefs are going to do what they're going to have to do, but there are going to be times you're not going to be successful because you're going to have seconds to throw the football if you're Mahomes. But I like – this is such a close matchup. The Eagles have better talent. The Chiefs have the equalizer in the great Mahomes. And Mahomes is 1 in 1-1 in the Super Bowl. He has 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He has not played well, even in the victory against the Niners. Played bad, albeit he was injured, but he didn't play good. They didn't coach good. They were a mess. They're a little overconfident and stupid in that game against Tampa, and they paid for it. And the thought of getting blown out will motivate the Chiefs, even though this is the same kind of matchup against with Tampa had that great defense like the Eagles do. I just think the Chiefs are going to be more mentally prepared. They're battle tested. They have the mental edge. The Eagles have the talent edge. The Eagles are desperate. The Eagles are better than the Chiefs. I'm going to take a chance. This is going to overtime. This is going to be, how many Super Bowls have gone to overtime? I got to remember. This is going to overtime. This is one of them games that's going to be close because how all the heart of the Chiefs, the heart of a champion, versus the great grit and the Eagles have a lot of heart too. The Eagles haven't played a great quarterback. They've been beaten up on decent and below level, mediocre quarterbacks. This is going to be the best one they face, but this is going to be the toughest pass rush that Mahomes has faced. This is going to overtime. It's a surprise. Jalen Hurts is going to drive down the field and be the hero, and the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, which is risky because everything in me tells me that Mahomes is going to come through at the end and the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. But I'm going to roll the dice and pick the Eagles and hope I don't come up snake eyes.